Hi, scientists. We are on a mission to launch rockets, and we need to have we have to have the best, strongest, most impressive rocket fuel that we possibly can. Now, usually we're going to use alka-seltzer, which they're these little fizzy tablets, right? But we're going to test 4 different kinds of rocket fuel. Here's one kind. Here's how you're going to do it. You need a big tub of water. You need your ring stand. We have a ring clamp here too. See that? And when I close this, it closes the clamp and it opens the clamp. Then I have a graduated cylinder. Then I have a tube with a rubber stopper. It's got a hole in it for the tube. And then I have a Florence flask, which is just a beautiful bottle. I'm going to fill my Florence flask up as much as I can with my water. I'm going to put my graduated cylinder all the way under the water so there's no air left. You have to make sure there's no bubbles in it, so try and shake out any bubbles if there are. Then here's the crazy part. You're going to pull out your graduated cylinder upside down. When it's upside down, the water stays inside. See that? And we want this to be as full of water as we possibly can. So I'm going to bring it over to my ring clamp, and I'm going to tighten it so it holds it right in place. And I have to be really careful that I'm not going to crush the graduated cylinder because it's made out of plastic, and if it cracks, not so good. All right, so I've clamped it in place, so now there's a little gap underneath here, and the tube, where's the end of my tube? Here's the end of my tube. The end of my tube is going to go up into the graduated cylinder. That way, oh no, a couple little air bubbles. Let me see if I can. Oh no! All right, let me try this again. That's all right. I'll cut it out. I think I have to blow water into it then. Oh well. Okay. I'm not going to blow water into it. That'd be gross. All right. So I'm going to put my graduated cylinder into my ring clamp. I'll tighten and make sure it doesn't spin around. Okay. Now, I might have a couple little bubbles in my tube just because it's hard to get all the water out of your tube, but try and get as little bubbles as you can. If it happens a little bit, that's all right. Yeah, see, a little bit's all right. Next, I'm going to put an alka-seltzer inside here, and then I'm going to snap the lid on as fast as I can. Here's my lid. Now, you'll notice my hands are all wet. And if I start to touch the alka-seltzer with wet hands, it's going to make the alka-seltzer start to bubble early. So you need a friend with dry hands. Do I have a friend with dry hands? Hello, friend with dry hands. Okay, friend with dry hands, you're going to try and put the whole alka-seltzer in. If it's too big, then we can crack it into pieces, and we put the pieces in. Put the cap on as soon as we can, and look at this. It's already making bubbles. The bubbles pass through the tube, and they're going into our graduated cylinder, and they're filling up a bottle full of gas, which is so funny because usually when you fill up a bottle, you fill it up with a liquid. Not this time. We're filling this up full of gas, and we're going to measure how much gas our rocket fuel makes. So, oh, so cool. You can see on the lines, we're counting backwards. So right here, the tallest number is 25. 35, 45. Right now we're between 45 and 50 milliliters. So I go to the big line here, the closest big line I have, which is 45, and I count up. So 40, it's by twos. So 42, 46, 48, and 50. Oh, looks like it's almost stopping right at 50. Okay, so we've discovered 50 milliliters is how much gas that one alka-seltzer can make.